Isn't she beautiful? Look at her, she's so cute. Oh. Hi everybody, I'm Michael. Today we're going to be talking about the UFO plant. Watch out! This is a wonderful houseplant for you to consider for your home. So, you ready to dig in? Let's grow. The UFO plant goes by the botanical name Pilea peperomioides, and she's native to China. She goes by several common names. I've known her as the UFO plant for these obvious reasons, for these round saucer-like leaves. But people also call this the friendship plant. A common name is the friendship plant. And in China, they call this the Chinese money plant. So it's known by those three common names, but the botanical name is Pilea peperomioides. So it's not peperomia, but peperomioides. It's not easy to say that. It's not easy to say that botanical name, but it's a wonderful, she's a wonderful, wonderful houseplant. I love her. Ours is grown in soil, and we'll go to into plant care in a minute. But what she's known for is these spectacular saucer-shaped leaves, and they proliferate all over the plant. The plant will grow from a central stem, and the stem is going to be awkward growing. Well, not awkward. It's just it's her style. She wants to grow and curve, so she's not going to typically grow straight up. We're putting one here, the center one, on a brace to help her grow upright, so she can grow up and fill up at the top. But her nature is to grow over the edge and cascade like this. We've had ours for just about 2 years, and ours is grown in soil. But she's such a cool houseplant. So back to the plant characteristics. The saucer-shaped leaves are attached to this long petiole you'll see here. And we'll zoom in so you can see her up close. And then those petioles all radiate around this long stem. And the stem will turn woody over time, but at first it's going to be this soft tissue color, green tissue color, but then it gets very woody. And again, we'll show you an up close of this so you can see how her stem turns into almost like a bark like look to her and feel. But it's what a conversation piece. I'm telling you, she's so cool, so cool. So she's a pretty quick grower. She wants to get to about 15 to 18 inches wide, especially if she's happy, and ours has been very happy because we found a good location for her light needs, and she's just digging where she's at. So one thing you do want to make sure you do is to rotate your plants so that she doesn't, because these will turn towards the light pretty quick, you don't get lopsided. Now another characteristic of this plant is that she creates babies, these adorable little babies from rhizomes underground, underneath the soil. They'll come up and they form little tiny plants, and they're so cute. We actually have one of our UFOs growing in leca in our office, in my office, and I'm sorry, it's not in leca, it's grown in soil. The one, let me jump over here now that I brought about my ADHD. That we feel that this can grow in leca, and we'll do a video to that effect in the near term. But we have a similar plant, the teardrop peperomia. It's not a pilea, it's a peperomia, but it looks very similar. It has a very similar look to the UFO plant. And this one here is grown in leca. And so I know they're different plant genus and species, but they have this succulent look to them and growth habit, or succulent nature. And so we're going to try to see if we can grow ours in leca, because we've been doing this with a lot of our plants and they really seem to like the semi-hydroponic. So I just wanted to give you that little bit of that tidbit of information, is that those plants are amazing how even though they're separated by different genuses, how similar some of them can look by their leaf shape. And actually the UFO plant looks like a lot of peperomia in actuality. There's watermelon peperomia has it's different venation to the leaf, and but it has a similar shape and feel. One more thing, speaking of sidebar, my ADHD, I'm I'm digging this combination, you all. We've done a Golden Goddess video, plant care video in the past, just recently, and early on our channel we did the purple shamrock. But I'm loving this color combination, and look at her. She's flowering like crazy. These lavender colored tulip flowers, just so beautiful. But this, look at that color combination. I'm sorry, I saw that when I was setting up the video, and I just wanted to mention that to you. Just love that combination. And this would go great also with the burgundy ficus, but here I go again, I digress. Back to the UFO plant. Highly recommend you get one for your home, because they're just great and they're very low maintenance. And so, speaking of maintenance, let's rotate over into plant care, and I'll tell you how we take care of our plant. On plant care, you want to give your UFO plant high light. You can give her medium to high light, but we prefer you give her high light, and that's going to be between 500-foot candles and 1,000-foot candles. So you can have her close to a north-facing window if you're here in South Florida with an overhang. You don't want to get direct sunlight, but you can also go to medium high, somewhere between 400 to 800. She'll still do fine. That's what we're getting in our office with our other soil-grown UFO plant. So she's adaptable in your home in that regard. She's not very fussy, but she's going to give you the most robust growth if you give her high light. And on soil, we recommend, if you're growing yours in soil, we recommend this potting mix ratio. We prefer that you use an 80% indoor potting mix with 10% worm castings and 10% perlite. So that's going to give you a loamy mix. The worm castings will help with the organics and help with the soil profile, and the extra perlite will help with the drainage. So now that we've talked about soil, let's talk about watering. And don't worry about all these ratios and everything. We're gonna move over after I'm done with this little talk. I'll go into in-depth written care instructions for you, so you can see all this written out, and you can take a screenshot for your needs. So on watering, we recommend that you water your plant every 7 to 9 days, and you want to water well. You want to water thoroughly all the way around the inside of the container, and make sure it drains out the bottom. And then you can get rid of some of that water, or you can keep the water if you have some leca, which is a plant hack we've been doing. We've been adding leca to the bottom of our containers to allow them to absorb that water and bring up the humidity. And we'll get to humidity in a minute. So water thoroughly and well. And then on fertilizer, we recommend that you use a 20-20-20 from April through September. And with minors, and we like the Jax brand, and that's, your plant's just going to do fine. You don't have to fertilize. We found that we can skip a few months and she does fine, but ideally it's best to water fertilize through those periods of growth, more in the summer and early fall, when plants down here and around the world tend to grow a little bit better indoors because we're getting more natural light from outside. On humidity, this plant will do fine in home humidity, which is typically with AC is going to be about 30%. But if you add leca to the bottom of your container here, that will help pump up your humidity a little bit. And we've talked about this on some of our other videos. That's our little plant hack. Or you can use a pebble tray outside of this and fill that up with water and allow that moisture to come up to give her a little bit more humidity. But she's not really fussy. She doesn't. Our one in our office, I don't think we have her in a leca pebble base, and she's doing fine. On temperatures, she'll do fine in home AC, anywhere between 60 and 80 degrees, no problem. She's not fussy. And another cool thing about this plant is she is pretty much pest free. Fingers crossed, we haven't had any issues with our UFO plant. She's pretty low maintenance in that regard, thank goodness. Because in our videos, those of you who have subscribed to our channel, and thank you all for stopping by. I don't say it enough, but I want to say thank you so much for everyone who stops by to see our videos, and everyone who's subscribed. We really appreciate it. But you do know, for those of you who have subscribed, we've done some videos on Hoyas, and I'm a huge fan of the tricolor. But God, that mealybugs, and we've been lucky. We haven't had anything probably last year, but boy, sometimes those things are tenacious. But no problem with this plant. So, sorry about me digressing all the time, but isn't she beautiful? Look at her, she's so cute. Oh, I don't spend enough time with my plants. I wish I did. I've got so many. We have so many here, but it's like, oh, I just love sharing this time with you, because when I get up close again to see their, I get to like rediscover them. Ah, the new growth coming out here is so cute. Oh, it's adorable. So I think I talked about all the plant care needs, but what we'll do now is we're going to rotate over into written care instructions, and you can see all this written out, and then what we'll do is come back and do a quick summary at the end. All right, let's go on to that step. We want to thank you for stopping by. But if you have any thoughts or questions, just leave them in the comment section below, and I'll make sure I get back to you. And until the next video, bye.
If you found value in this video, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. We post weekly. Thanks.